everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Learn English in Group Talk. I'm Daisy, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. That's right, Chloe. The weekend is that magical time when we get to step away from our daily routines. But have you ever noticed how people have completely different weekend personalities? Chloe, you're a classic homebody, aren't you? Freshly brewed, that means the coffee was made just now. I'm the opposite. I'm an outdoor enthusiast. I'm usually up by 7 a.m., packing my hiking boots to beat the crowds. I love the invigorating air in the national park.
And I'm Chloe. Today we're exploring the art of the weekend. We'll talk about different weekend styles, share some personal stories, and of course, teach you some fantastic English vocabulary and idioms along the way. Guilty as charged. A homebody is someone who enjoys staying at home. For me, a perfect Saturday starts with sleeping in. No alarm clocks. Then I head to the kitchen for a slow breakfast. I love making blueberry pancakes or avocado toast and a large cup of freshly brewed coffee. Beat the crowds means to arrive before it gets busy. Invigorating means making one feel strong, healthy, and full of energy. But Daisy, don't you ever enjoy just doing nothing?
We're back. Before the break, we were talking about weekend personalities. Now let's dive into something a bit more practical for our English learners. How to actually use your weekend to boost your language skills without feeling like you're back in school. Immersion, that's a big word. It means surrounding yourself with the language so completely that you start to pick it up naturally. Chloe, what's your favorite way to immerse yourself on a lazy Sunday? That's a classic tip. For me, since I'm always on the move, I'm a huge fan of audiobooks and podcasts. While I'm driving to the national park or hiking up a trail, I'm listening to stories or interviews in English. It's a great way to improve your listening comprehension and expand your vocabulary. Oh, I love that one. To make a weekend of it means to extend an activity so that it lasts for the entire weekend. Like if you're going to a wedding in another city, you might stay an extra day to explore. You're making a weekend of it. Who doesn't? Now let's talk about something a bit more personal. Chloe, what's the most rewarding thing you've ever done on a weekend? That's beautiful, Chloe. For me, the most rewarding weekend was when I finally completed a very difficult multi-day hike. It was physically exhausting, but the sense of accomplishment when I reached the summit was unlike anything else. It taught me a lot about perseverance. Absolutely. You're going to have days where you feel like you're not making progress, but if you persevere, you'll eventually reach your goals. Now let's answer another listener question. This one is from Kenji in Japan. He asks, I'm very shy. How can I practice speaking English if I'm afraid of making mistakes? And remember, mistakes are just stepping stones to success. Every time you make a mistake and correct it, you're learning. Most native speakers are very patient and will appreciate that you're making an effort to speak their language. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Now, let's wrap up with a few more vocabulary words. We've used immersion, listening comprehension, rewarding, accomplishment, perseverance, and stepping stones. We've covered so much today. I hope our listeners feel inspired to make the most of their next weekend, whether they're being a homebody or an outdoor enthusiast. Thank you for listening to Learn English in Group Talk. I'm Daisy. Bye for now.
That's a great point, Daisy. Many people think that learning English has to involve textbooks and grammar exercises, but the weekend is the perfect time for immersion. I love watching documentaries. Since I'm a bit of a history buff, I'll find a series about ancient civilizations or famous historical figures. I always keep the English subtitles on. It helps me connect the spoken words with their written forms. Speaking of vocabulary, have you noticed how many weekend specific idioms there are? For example, to make a weekend of it. Exactly. Another one is a long weekend. That's when a public holiday falls on a Friday or a Monday, giving us 3 days off instead of two. Everyone loves a long weekend. Let me think. A few years ago, I started volunteering at a local animal shelter on Saturday mornings. It was incredibly rewarding to help the dogs and cats find new homes. Plus, I met so many kind-hearted people. It really changed my perspective on what a productive weekend looks like. Perseverance, that's a great word for our learners. It means continuing to do something despite difficulties or delay in achieving success. It's a vital skill for language learning too. Oh, Kenji, we've all been there. My advice is to start by speaking to yourself. Describe your day, talk about your plans, or even read out loud. It helps you get used to the sound of your own voice in English. Another tip for shy learners is to use technology. There are many apps where you can practice speaking with AI or with other learners in a low-pressure environment. It's a great way to build up your confidence before you start speaking to native speakers. And don't forget our idioms, to make a weekend of it and a long weekend. And remember to keep practicing your English. We'll be back next week with another exciting topic. And I'm Chloe. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Goodbye.
Welcome back for the final part of our Ultimate Weekend Guide. We've talked about weekend personalities, immersion techniques, and even shared some of our own fails. Now let's talk about the social aspect of the weekend. Intimidating, that means making you feel frightened or nervous. I totally get that. When I was learning Spanish, I used to get so nervous before meeting my friends at a cafe. I was afraid I wouldn't understand the jokes. And don't be afraid to ask for clarification. You can say, "Could you repeat that?" Or, "What does that word mean?" Most people are happy to help. In fact, it's a great way to start a deeper conversation. I couldn't agree more. My hiking group is where I've made some of my best friends. We're all focused on the trail, so the conversation flows naturally. It's much less pressure than a formal dinner party. You're right, Chloe. I've learned that if I push myself too hard every weekend, I start the work week feeling burnt out. Burnt out means being extremely tired and lacking energy because of too much work or stress. I love a warm bath and some light reading. No screens, no social media, just some quiet time to prepare my mind for Monday. Gratitude is so powerful. Well, we've reached the end of our first 15-minute episode. We've covered so much ground today. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the weekend. Remember, your English journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Take it one weekend at a time. Thank you for joining us on Learn English in GroupTalk. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment with your weekend stories. We'll see you in the next episode where we'll be talking all about travel adventures. Bye, everyone.
That's a big one, Daisy. For many people, the weekend is the only time they get to see their friends and family. But for an English learner, social situations can be a bit intimidating. Laughs. Jokes are the hardest part of any language. But my advice is to focus on active listening. Even if you don't say much, paying close attention to the conversation helps you pick up natural phrasing and slang. Exactly. Another great social activity for the weekend is joining a hobby group. Whether it's a book club, a photography group, or a sports team, having a shared interest makes it much easier to talk to people. Speaking of pressure, let's talk about the importance of downtime. Even if you're an outdoor enthusiast like Daisy, everyone needs time to rest and reflect. So, what's your favorite way to wind down on a Sunday evening? That sounds perfect. For me, it's all about reflection. I like to write in my journal about the highlights of my weekend. It helps me feel grateful and ready for whatever the new week brings. We really have. From homebodies to outdoor enthusiasts, from immersion to perseverance, and from socializing to downtime. Thank you for joining us on Learn English in Group Talk. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a comment with your weekend stories. Until then, keep practicing and stay curious. Goodbye.